All right, King 9 I'm definitely gonna have to play. Definitely gonna have to play. Of course I'm gonna even get called. Well, I'm assuming I'm getting called by him. Well, he decided to fold. Just because he got involved. Can't blame him. And I hit the king. That was fortunate for me. Alright, well. Now we've got 3.5 big blinds now that they've gone up. Let's see what happens here. I'm going to let this go because it's offsuit. Suited, I would have gone. 10-6, no. Queen 6 offsuit, no. Oh, we've moved to another table, so that was not that close to the bubble. I probably should have went in. I might should have went ahead and got it in there. I probably had 2 live cards. That's a good argument. I'm really kind of struggling with that one suddenly. But ace 8's going to be good enough here. Even offsuit, I'm close enough. Well, now that he's gone, he's short. Just makes it a little bit better. I mean, considering what his range has to be at this point, ace 8's enough. He has queen jack. I managed to hit that. So that's good. I'm getting back in it. Right now I've got 6.5 big blinds. Ace 3 is not going to be quite good enough, especially that. 9-8, we're going to let it pass. King 5, no. Jack 7, not exactly a hand I want to call with. Yep, especially that action. Let's see what this guy does. Yeah, he limp calls with 3s. He's actually ahead. See how he does. Well, not too well. You see here, he tried to, I don't know what he tried to do with 3s there. He wanted to just get it in. He was that short. But he decided to shove over that. Can't blame him. Ace 10. Well, considering what these guys had started with. That was next hand. Yeah. See. Why? I don't know what he's trying to do there. He likes to attack with that hand, which I can't blame him. I think I would too. And this guy decided to go over that shorter shove with ace 10, which probably a good idea also. Might be light, but I think it's okay. I don't know if I'd do it. I probably would, because he's pretty short too. Anyway. Okay, now he goes all in for 20 big blinds, but pretty much it's only 13 effective. He just felt it was best to shove. Well, I actually would have let that go. I would have folded here. As you'll notice, which I don't know if we've kind of gone through some of these hands quickly, there are no antes in these things. No antes hit. The whole game is without antes, so that you know, the reward for getting involved as much as like a regular tournament is when antes hit isn't quite there. You know, it's just the blinds and that's it. You have to balance what's really actually in the pot with how quickly the blinds go up. I think he was premature here. If he was on the button, sure, but yeah, I think that's light, and he paid for it that time. I like to default that just because, especially the big blind being so short. I'm pretty short, but you know, 9 high. I mean, against a guy who's almost always going to call, I just decided to let that go. I'm pretty sure this is on the bubble. This has to be on the bubble. There's got to be 14 left here, so that's another reason why I elected to do it. The bubble factor being involved here. Let's see if Nash thinks that's a good idea, though. I'm going to take a look at this one because maybe it's a spot I can learn from. Hold on. Okay, I've brought up Nash once again for this hand that we had. And as you can see by looking at our range on the button, you see the range looks pretty darn close to what we would have had at the beginning of the game, actually. We're, 300 chips with 10 big blinds. Of course, the calling ranges are going to be different. But, I'm going with 2s here. But, you know, any ace, a lot of the suited kings, you know, a little bit more of the king, you know, higher card kings and such here, but eliminated some of those smaller cards that won't play quite as well against these wider calling ranges because they're so short. You know, here we are with 5 big blinds, but it's almost the same as the beginning of the game. because of lack of fold equity. This guy, let's see, he had what, 600 chips? Almost 700 chips, but he has 200 in there. He's gonna, he should be calling pretty wide. I mean, yeah, he'd probably find a way to fold a good bit more than that, which can widen our range some. Where I'd probably just would have went with my regular button range. I'd go with some of those other suited connectors and such, but because I'm sure he's not going to go any two here. He's probably going to fold some of those worst cards because that's the way they are. Sometimes they don't call enough to late position raises enough. People will tend to actually call too wide some of the early ones, which is why I don't mind folding that ace jack earlier. But let's see. I started this over to look at the stacks. As you can see, even he elected to fold, which, looking at this Nash here, he could be pretty much almost going any two. I mean, I guess if he has absolute crap, he could assume this guy's going to call just about anything. So maybe he can fold the 4-2 offsuit and things like that. I'm probably going with just about anything myself. But yeah, I'd fold 4-2 offsuit probably there. Okay, well, moving on. Okay, 5-3, same idea. I'm not going to deal with that. Here, might have thought about it. I'm probably folding here as opposed to when before. Yeah, if I was under the gun or something, I might be tempted. I'll go ahead and pass that up. Jack 6, King 8. Here I am, 8-9. Here we have an interesting little scenario. Chill has limped in with less than 10 big blinds at this point of the game. Why would you do that? He's got one of two things. One, he's got a hand that he just really likes playing, like a Jack 10 suited, and he was like, oh, what if I hit? Or he's got aces or kings or something like that. Even queens, even jacks. We saw a guy do it really short with fives, I believe. He decides to raise despite this. Okay? I'm not getting involved. He flats. That's scary in itself. Pretty scary board. Really, even if this guy's got aces, he's got to be terrified. He goes ahead and bets pot. Okay. Oh, he turbo calls with quads. Okay, I kind of remember this now. He had ace 4 the whole time, so oh well. I would have left this alone. To be honest, I might have completed the small blind, just because he's got enough chips, and why not? You got an ace, but he got smoked. All right, here we are. We got what, 2.5 big blinds. And we've got ace 10. I don't think we're going anywhere here. And we know this guy can go over a limp with ace 4. We're going. Of course, this time he wakes up with jacks. But as fate would have it, I have hit my ace. I can 3-out people once in a while myself. Okay, let's see. This is not final table. No. Okay, I'm not sure if it's 18 left or not. Not really sure. It's kind of difficult to figure out. But we're folding 9-5. Queen 6. That's close. I don't know. I think I would have passed, though. King 6, I'd go. Queen 6, I'm not so happy about. Let's see if anything happens in this hand. Nope. Okay. King 3. Queen 7, am I going with? 7-9. 9-4. 3-5's a winner. Oh, let's see. Here we go. This one I wasn't really too happy to have to deal with. Guy's under the gun, though. This guy saves me from my decision. But here, let's see, been roughly, 21.5 in the pot. And I would have had to call, 11.5? So not quite 2-1. This guy, he could wait some. He doesn't have to have, he's not incredibly desperate in relation to the tournament we're in. As you can see, some of the chip stacks here, 639, 330. There are people getting kind of short, but everybody's pretty much at 10 big blinds or less still. I didn't feel this was a call. I just felt that this two kicker just isn't going to do me any good, on its own. Fortunately, this guy, Paco, saved me from that decision. So happens he did have a top end type of hand. I don't think I mind ace 10 going there, though. I think that's good enough. I think that's should be ahead of his potential range enough. And the king holds. Okay, very good. Oh, and he got moved. Okay. 3-6. 3-6 is not good enough. I know I'm short. I'm really short. I'm going with a lot of hands. He's got me covered, which is one consideration. He's got me by enough. I mean, if he had 1,500, 1,800, I might be tempted to try it. But 6-3, I'm just, I had to give that up. Just too weak. Here, I'm going unopened. I'm not going over what in essence is a little bit more than a limp though. I'll just pass. This guy's going to call. So my fold equity is not great. Though this guy might find a reason to fold only 2,400 chips. As you see here, he's pretty much forced to call. Well, he waited for a pretty good hand, huh? And he holds. Getting short, but that's just not good enough. Maybe by Nash it is, but probably not. Probably the same. Like I said, pretty much said before that other hand. This one here, when we talked about here, not the same situation. Cutoff. I don't know what the cutoff had for chips in this example we did earlier. What did he have? Oh, yeah, he had a good bit more chips. Even with more chips, look at this. He had, at the time, quite a lot of chips. With 5 big blind effective behind him. And still, it's Jack 8. According to Nash. So, even with that in mind, as short as I am with no fold equity, let it go. 9-7, same thing, same idea. But now ace 8. Ace 8's good enough. If I remember right, this is the exact bubble. This is 13 chips, I think, or 13 chips, 13 players. I think this guy was all in right on the bubble. And I come up with this hand. 2.5 big blinds. I can't fold ace 8 though. There's no way. This guy's got literally any 2 cards too. And even this guy being that short, he's gonna fold. I got fold equity on him because he's all in. And he got mad at me because I had the audacity to have ace 8 against his ace 2 when he was all in blind. Excuse me. And this is one reason why I picked this hand history. Ace 7, I've got 4 big blinds. Of course I'm going to, fold? That's because I boo-booed. Alright, here's the Nash for this hand. That was under the gun. There was no small blind. But as you can see, ace 5 and higher is a shove. It's close. I mean, it is close. And we do have the argument of, well, some of these guys, like the small blind, might call wider. Some of these guys are going to call a little wider than what's shown here mathematically. I mean, some guys may go with 3s and 2s and king jack and stuff like that. But, I'm beating king jack, so that's not necessarily bad. But some of these, ace 8, I guess, and ace 9 may call to beat me, but I've got ace 7, which is, a medium-ish kicker, I guess. But still, considering that the big blind was about to hit me, so I got to protect my fold equity. Also, I feel I missed this one. I'm not sure why I folded this at the time. I might have just misread my position, seeing that I was under the gun. Well, ace 7 is not good, and I let it go. But the way I've done, I've used these Nash ranges a lot in helping me determine what ranges I can fold. One of the things I've learned is that what I call offsuit aces, I can shove with 10 big blinds on the button pretty much regardless, considering normal ranges for people. So that would be right here, 10 big blinds. I've also figured out at roughly, for every 2 big blinds your stack drops, you can move a seat over to the right and shove from there. So in this instance, I could shove 10 big blinds from here with that kind of hand, and I can go with 8 big blinds here. Ace 7's one of those hands, it's a little stronger. I would go 10 big blinds here in the cutoff with Ace 7, maybe even Ace 5 because of the wheel. So I probably would start here with 10 big blinds instead, because the kicker's just high enough. It's just strong enough to let me go a little sooner than, say, Ace 3 or whatever. So if we go with 10 big blinds here where John was, we go 8 here, roughly 6 here, roughly 4 here. As you see, I've got less than 4 big blinds. It was time. And combine the need to go with fold equity that we need to protect, and that the big blind's going to hit me next hand. I think I dropped the ball on this hand. Where'd my hand go? A7 offsuit? Yeah. I miss. It's not. I don't think it's a hugely atrocious miss, but it's a miss. I missed this one for whatever reason. I think it was not paying enough attention to how many people are left at the table, and this. Oh, under the gun. You know, that's not quite good enough, and I'll let it go. Didn't pay attention now. I'm almost confident it was just as simple as that. Anyway, next hand, we'll look at, see if anybody did it. Yeah, look at that, folded all the way around to this guy. We'll never know if that guy had a monster or not. Who cares? Next hand. So, look at that, I get stuck with 4-7. And this guy goes all in. No way 4-7 is going to be good enough to call, even though I'm getting 2-1. I'm sure this guy is... it's in the money now, you know, so some guys are going to loosen up. But 7 high, I could double down playing blackjack, I guess. Okay. Again, he shoves again. Let's see. King, queen. I can't fold, even to a raise. It's just too strong at this point with a little over 2 big blinds. Here we have a 3x rage, which does somewhat terrify me. But I can't fold. There's no way. No way. Any kind of reasonable range from this guy, there's no way. Fortunately, he has king, queen. And a king, queen. Queen 10. And I managed to hold with my king kicker. And the next hand I get 5s. Seems like my replayer is acting a little slow. Monk, it's pretty much an any 2 card limp type situation. I mean, he's about to get hits. This card, you know, this hand or next, I'm getting in my 5s regardless. You know, I'm shoving that unopened. This is close enough to being unopened to me. We're going over that. Probably would have gone over Paco, maybe. I'm not sure. That would be a little closer. But we're going. We're short. Everybody's short. And he waited for ace jack. And fortunately, I hold. Alright, here we are. I think we're 10 or 11 left. 2, 7, 8, 2. Let's see. I think we're forced to... Just to show it, we're forced to call, of course, and I think we end up splitting the pot. Yeah, we do. Okay, 5-9. Not a good hand, is it? It is suited, and we are heads up. And we do have him covered. So we're going to put pressure on him right on the final table bubble. And he folds. I was not surprised when he did so. Of course, I was terrified of him calling, but hey, too much leverage there. Way too much leverage there. This is closer. Hadn't seen him do too much, have we? I think he's got a little bit better than what I might have been going with here, that's for sure. So my ace 8's no good. You know, I'm probably looking for ace jack. I don't know if ace 10's even good enough against this guy, but I don't think I can fold ace jack, that's for sure. I might have gone ace 10, I don't know. Suited, maybe. Probably 7s and better. Yeah, that might even be too tight, but, you know, just, we haven't seen this guy do too much. And he takes it down. He's short, but 4-5. He's forced to call. He holds.